Welcome to the Imperfect Dads Podcast. This is your host, Devin. We believe dads care deeply about their family and kids, but they don't always have a space to discuss what their life looks like. Our podcast is a space for dads to discuss the ups and downs of fatherhood and how they feel like they're holding it together or how they're not. Thank you for joining us for this episode. This podcast is part of the Never a Face Network. Make sure to follow them on Instagram or go to the website neverafacenetwork.com. On this episode, we have a musician, Josh Fiedler, who you might know from his bands, the Juliana Theory, Pack, or Lowrev. We talked about Third Eye Blind's self-titled being the perfect ending to an album, albums played in the van while on tour, being a dad to 3 kids, getting ready for a kid to go to college, working full-time while doing music, choosing when to play shows, recording an album at home, releasing his first album underneath the band Lowrev, being the focal point of a band for the first time since high school, and how losing a dog and writing a song about it put him on a new musical journey. Josh's album under the name Lowrev is called It's Hard to Lie to Strangers, and it'll be out on June 26th this summer. Just like one more thing.
Dad, just start the episode.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so Josh, before we start talking about being a dad and having kids and all that, I have a very obscure Juliana Theory question to ask you. Shoot. So the lead guitar part in Was It August and Bethany is very, very, very similar to the lead guitar part in How's It Gonna Be by Third Eye Blind. Has anyone ever asked you about that before?
That was on purpose. I mean, that was very purposeful. So a lot of that record, I think the Third Eye Blind record came out in the summer of 98.
Yeah. And
that was right when we were really starting, like we were playing shows, we were recording, we were writing a ton. That record was our number one influence for pretty much everything from, I'd say, as soon as we started, like, so 98 through 2001, probably, so. Yep. Because it's a perfect record. So
it is a perfect record.
It was very purposeful.
Yeah. Okay, good. I was like, it's capo on third fret. It's the D chord form. It's like everything. I was like, oh, I can play both the leads on this song just if I keep my hand in this one position. That album by Third Eye Blind is like, I have this like thing in my head. I collect vinyl. I'm a pretty big music person. Of like, I was in my head, I'm like, what's my favorite? If you have an album on vinyl, what's like your favorite run? Like, because like, what's your favorite side of it? And I think side 4 of Third Eye Blind's self-titled album is like Motorcycle Drive By, God of Wine, and I can't think of what others. So there's in the background. Like that's the side D of that album. And I'm like, this is a perfect 3. This is a perfect side of a vinyl.
Yeah. So we would always call that the last 3 songs the Magic 3, because there's never been another album to end the record with its 3 best songs. Like, that's the best album closer of all time. Like, I mean, I'm a huge Beatles nut. I have been since I was like 8.
Yeah.
I mean, they're my favorite band, but yeah, the way that Third Eye Blind ended that first record, those last 3 songs are just pure magic, and no one will ever do anything better than that. To end a record anyway.
I totally agree. I remember like being a kid, I would have been like in middle school or early high school. And then like the Blue album came out, and it was so like, I feel like that album was like one of the most ambitious pop albums of like all time. And as a kid, I didn't understand it. As an adult, Blue is like fantastic. It's like filled with so many metaphors I did not understand. As a kid, 10 Days Late meant nothing to me whenever I was like 12 or 13.
So yeah, it was good timing for us because we were, I think that record was 2000, right?
So it was 2000 or 2001, something like that.
2001, yeah, because I think it came out right when we first started touring for Emotion Is Dead, because I remember we found a promo copy at a used CD store before the record had come out. And I think I found it first. I'm like, look what I found. And I like grabbed it. And of course we listened to it. But yeah, like, of course. Yeah, all the songs were pretty funny, the stuff he was singing about. I do love Blue. Yes. And it's funny, like the third record, the one that after Kevin Codigan, after he left the band.
Yeah.
That record came out and I hated it, despised it. I was like, this is complete garbage. And then years and years later, I had a friend that is also in a band, and he's like, I think you need to like revisit that. He's like, it's actually really good. And so I did, and it is really good. But I mean, nothing compares to the first
it
two.
Doesn't. But I also have an obsession with that guitar player because of his tuning, his style, his playing. I've played guitar for like 20 years and like, I mean, yeah, it's Into the Vein, all the other albums are still good. They still have good moments, but like,
Right.
I'm not going to act like I didn't listen to that band just to hear what that guy was going to do on guitar in every single song.
He's just an incredible guitar player. Like everything he plays is perfect. Just his tones, his feeling, just everything.
Everything. He was like one of the first musicians where I was like, because I grew up like listening to punk rock and stuff, and I was like, oh, pop guitarist. I don't want to play like a pop guitarist. And then I listened to him play, and I was like, okay, so this guy is more talented than I will ever be in my life. Do you? One thing bands have talked to me about on here is like whenever they did tour in like the early 2000s, they do almost have the examples of like one CD was in the CD player for like an entire tour. Was that ever the case for you guys whenever you were touring in the earlier days?
Well, early days, it was that first Third Eye Blind record.
Yeah.
But there was definitely albums that would be in rotation, but usually like the guys that drove sometimes listened to stuff that the guys in the back didn't listen to, and we would be sleeping or with our headphones on or playing Madden or whatever. But I mean, I'm trying to think like the first tour for Understand This Is a Dream.
Mm-hmm.
It was that summer of '99. We listened to that first Reggie and the Full Effect record almost every day.
Yeah.
The first, I know when we were touring Emotion is Dead the first time around, that would have been like spring of 01, which is when Dr. Dre 1 came out, and that was in the van all day, every day. And then after that, it started to get to like just different things. Like I know we were listening to a lot of Led Zeppelin during Love album, like Love touring, and I mean, I remember those two specifically though, because that was like right when the first album, like when we tore that record, that Reggie in the Full Effect that summer, and Dr. Dre.
You guys got range. That's all I'm hearing. Is you guys like all types of music?
Yes, very much so.
Well, it's funny to me because like I have 3 kids. I have a 10-year-old daughter, 8-year-old daughter, and 4-year-old son. And like if we do a road trip, it's now more like we put a movie like on an iPad and we put it like in between the seats on like a little headrest thing where like I remember like being a kid and it was like, okay, we did this long road trip. We listened to Automatic for the People by REM probably 5 times every single day, which is still a great album. I'm not knocking it, but like the summer of REM, I don't know if that happens anymore because it's like screens are so much more of a thing.
I don't think it does either. Yeah, it's just everybody's got their own devices and headphones. And I know my kids, they're older, so I've got mine are 11, 14, and 18.
Okay.
So I know 2 of them, they're all on their own devices and stuff now. It's like listening to music most of the time, but still.
Yeah, it's different. Or like, I feel like I know people who in the 80s, like they would do road trips and they would have just listened to Graceland by Paul Simon for like an entire road trip. Like just that was what was in the tape deck. And their dad was like, no, why do we need to listen to anything else? This is all there is in the world right now.
I was lucky. I was able to bring my Walkman and listen to whatever I wanted. I had like I was allowed to bring like I brought like probably like 10 or so mixtapes and different stuff. So yeah.
That's awesome. Where'd you grow up, or what area of the country did you grow up in?
So I grew up and I still live on the west side of Pennsylvania. So I'm in a suburb about an hour east of Pittsburgh.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yep.
What for your kids and stuff? Are all 3 of them, they're not all in high school. Is your youngest like in middle school? Is that right?
My youngest right now is in elementary school. So actually they're funny because I've got at the end of this year, my oldest will be graduating. My son will be going to high school, and then my youngest she'll be going to middle school. So we've got big transitions happening this year, which is nuts.
How do you, I'll just ask you a very simple question. How do you feel about it? How's that going? How is it just kind of like it's happening no matter what? We'll figure it out when we get there. Or are you like doing anything to plan for it?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's happening no matter what. It does like, because I perpetually feel like I'm 28 years old.
Yeah.
But now that I'm like my kid, like I'm going to have a girl graduating high school and going to college, which is weird.
Yes.
But yeah, time has definitely gone way too fast, but so we just look at it, just try to enjoy everything as much as we possibly can. And it's really the only thing you could do.
Pretty much. Is your oldest going to go to college or anything? Have you
Yeah,
figured out her next journey?
she is. She's going to college, playing lacrosse. And
Cool.
yeah, she's got her major picked out. And we're very proud of. Hopefully everything goes well. And she's going just far enough away where, it'll be good for her to get some independence, but she's close enough to, if we need to run and grab her, if she needs to run home or anything, she can. So
yeah, that's awesome. Did you guys do how did it feel for since my oldest is only 10, I can't even imagine doing a college visit with her or being like, hey, where do you want to go or anything like that? Was it fun? I would imagine it was exciting and bittersweet to realize your daughter's doing all of that.
Yeah, it was actually fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited for her. So
yeah,
we'll miss her when she's out of the house. But yeah,
of course,
it's a cool thing getting to take her. And
it is.
But
I think it's a really weird thing about parenting is if you've done a successful job, it means your kid is independent and doesn't really need you. But that means your kid is independent and doesn't need you. And that balance kind of sucks sometimes.
Right.
So what about okay, for you personally, this is a fun question I always like to ask dads. Is whenever I think of my life growing up, I think middle school were my least favorite years. High school, I think was fine. Elementary was fine. Middle school, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I feel were the most brutal of growing up. Do you feel for your own self, are you man, which phase of education for you was I don't want my kids to experience this because it wasn't fun for me?
It was definitely middle school.
Right?
7th, 8th, 9th grade for sure. So by middle school, went to 9th grade and then went to high school in 10. But yeah, those years were rough. I wish they kind of didn't exist in my brain, just if I could zap a few years out, those would definitely be the 3,
Yeah. Luckily for me, that's where I found your music and all the other Get Up Kids and all that music because I was just sad and didn't understand anything. So then I went to music. So there are some benefits to it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, music at the time was fantastic, but
yes. Me personally listening to that music, not good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That was, early to mid 90s for me. Yeah. So, I was in 7th grade when Nirvana Nevermind came out and, kind of all went up from there too. So it was a good time for music, but not a good time for Josh, but
really though, I can't me as a 6th grader. Yeah. It was I got chubby and then grew a foot in 2 or 3 years. It's your body's just going through so many changes and everything.
Yeah.
Those are the years for my kids where I'm I'm sorry you have to experience that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough, especially for the girls. I know my oldest had a rough time in middle school, but also if she didn't go through what she went through, I don't know what kind of kid she'd be today either. Yep. So she's pretty tough. But it's definitely that weird time going through all the puberty and all the hormonal changes and everything. It's just a wild time.
It is. My oldest is only in 4th grade, so she'll be in 5th next year, and 6th grade is when she goes to middle school. And already I'm all right, what books do I need to read? What do I need to research? Because I feel middle school is whenever I'm going to do I'm going to say things that for the rest of her life, she's I don't want to damage my kids too much, but I feel middle school is the prime time to accidentally cause trauma whenever you didn't know you were causing trauma. So what about for your day job? What do you do for a day-to-day job? I clearly know because you play music. Is music your full-time gig?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I spent many years in one of the big PBMs working on the medical prescription insurance side.
Okay, yeah.
And now I am a consultant for small employer groups to help with their prescription benefits. So
nice.
It's an interesting world.
How did you end up in that field?
I have no idea.
They said, I will pay you money if you show up every day.
Yeah, I just kind of fell into it. So after the band, I was kind of wondering what the heck I was supposed to do because I started college, but I was there for maybe a year and a half, and then that's kind of when we really started touring a ton.
Yeah.
So eventually, obviously, I dropped out of college and just had some, part-time gigs every once in a while during those early years before it became possible for us to just be in the band and not work outside jobs.
Yeah.
After the band broke up in 2006, it was definitely a weird time because I wanted to figure out what I obviously wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea. So I actually ended up managing a friend's retail store for a little
Mm-hmm.
while, sold cell phones at AT&T for a little bit, and then eventually started getting into some sales roles. And, I went to, one of the big health companies eventually for a sales role. And that kind of just rolled into, I went into account management and
Yeah.
then a project manager and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So it's
Yep.
definitely a weird one that I never would have thought that I would have done,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. It pays the bills. I don't hate my job.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
important,
get to
man.
help people in a way. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
I studied music business. I went to Belmont University for college, and I don't like 18-year-old me and 23 about to graduate me were very different people. And by the time I was about to graduate, I was like, oh, do I if I'm a recording engineer, do I get like health insurance? Do I get like paid consistently? And that's whenever I realized no, you don't. You can work maybe eventually, but nah,
Right.
man, that's not the world you're entering into. And that's whenever I started working. I worked at a local TV station in Nashville. I did all these odd jobs because I was like, why are you doing this? Well, because the security of getting a consistent paycheck
Right.
matters to me.
Right.
And
Right.
that's important to know that I can eat and pay my rent or mortgage every month.
Right. And having insurance in case something epically goes wrong with
Pretty
you.
much
Yeah.
win. It's not if, it's when.
Right. Yeah.
But I had a lot of friends who HCA is a pretty massive company in Nashville. And I had lots of friends who, whenever touring died down, they weren't sure what the next phase in the band was. They got jobs with healthcare companies because it's consistent work. It's pretty predictable. It has good insurance. And then all those people are naturally entering into the phase of kind of want to have a family and kids. And me being on the road all the time it's not really good for that.
Right.
Or it's harder.
It's definitely, yeah. I mean, I couldn't have imagined me touring when my kids were really young. Just too much work on too much. It's too hard on my wife, first off.
Yes.
And just, yeah, I wanted to be there. I not to, I'm not against anybody else that, everybody else can make their own decisions, but I couldn't believe, I couldn't fathom not being around my kids when they were real young.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of my favorite things to hear men say, because I feel the same of I think it's almost like a expectation for a man in American or Western culture to be like, oh, you go work a job, you go provide for your family stuff. And if you're away from the family, that's okay. And I found a lot more men who are like, no, I want to be around. I want to be there for the little moments. I don't want to, sure, I can make a lot of money. That's fine. I can do whatever. But if I miss my kids' moments, it doesn't really matter to me.
Right. That's exactly how I felt it too. I mean, my parents separated, they got divorced when I was pretty young. I was 4.
Okay.
I saw my dad every weekend or every other weekend or whatever, but he missed a ton, and that was the last thing I wanted, just to see my kids on weekends. And
yeah,
and figure too, on the weekends I'm tired, want to just chill out.
Yep.
It's it's not always, don't want to go running around all weekend either, but
yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you were able to were you already into the next phase of career, done with band stuff by the time you started having kids?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, band broke up in 2006 because kind of everybody wanted to do the family thing and settle down, and we were all tired.
Yeah.
The road definitely wears on you after so long. It's tough. It's not all fun all the time. It's definitely a grind, really.
It is. Yeah.
So I was kind of, over it at the time. So yeah, my oldest, my daughter was born in 2008.
Cool.
So it was a few years after
the
band ended, but also my wife and I more stable in, our jobs at the time too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also because I feel I think of you guys as getting started in 98 or 99. So by 2006 or so, you guys would have been going hard for 7 or 8 years, probably being road warriors. I'm assuming playing 100 to 150 shows at minimum every single year.
Yes. Yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was for sure. Yeah, I don't even know how many shows we played. I wish I kind of knew that, but
Oh
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
definitely a lot. You know, because yeah, especially like 2000 through 2000. Well, I guess up until 2006 when we were really going at it
Mm-hmm.
hard after Emotion is Dead came out. I mean, we toured for Understand This Is a Dream too, but it was only like, one tour for 6 weeks, and then
Yeah,
another for maybe a month or so, and then
yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of when it started.
Yeah, of course. It's interesting to talk to friends I know who are in bands who tour. Like week one, they're great, energy's good. By week three, they're like, you know what? It'd be a lot healthier if we all just kind of took a break for a bit because you're just going
Yeah,
hard, man. You're sleeping somewhere different every night. You're in a van. You're in all this stuff. And like by week three, you're like, I am done problem solving
yeah.
on the road. I just want to be home.
And I know for myself too, I work while I'm on
Yeah.
tour
Yeah.
now. So, I'm working all day and at the hotel and in the van, and then, get to the show. It's like close the laptop, go load in, set up merch,
Yep.
sound check, go eat, come back and play, and then load out in the hotel. It's like there's no downtime.
Yeah.
So it's exhausting.
Hmm.
I mean, I do like it.
Yeah.
I love the fact of playing actual shows. I love
Yeah.
all that. It's everything in between kind of sucks,
Yes.
but
Well, I mean, like, no one thinks about admin for a band. Like, no one's there.
right.
Like, I had friends, a guy named Ron Artis, the second he plays like blues and jazz, and he tour like his wife is his tour manager, and he has 5 kids. So when they tour, everyone tours, and
Yeah.
he's like, no one talks about like okay, you just played 2 weeks of shows, and you haven't checked your email for 2 weeks, and now you need to go do admin just to make sure you're not missing out on anything. Like,
Right.
that's not a fun aspect to a job, but it's a very necessary aspect to that job.
Right.
So, what band are you playing in now? Or like, whenever you go out on tour, you play music. What's your situation with that?
So when the Juliana Theory goes out and plays, we have a really awesome group of friends that join us on stage. So we do that. I'm also in a band called Pact, but it's more, we just play around the Pittsburgh area.
Mhm.
So that's with Scott from Zayo,
Mhm.
my good friend Justin, who plays drums, our singer Bethany, and then we are currently looking for a bass player because our original bass player Chris in Punchline, still friends and whatnot, but he just got a little bit too busy he does a whole podcasting thing and does Punchline, and so
Okay.
he was
Yeah.
pretty busy. So, but yeah, I have that, and then about to start on a solo journey here soon.
Nice. Yeah. Have you ever released a solo album before?
No, never,
Okay.
never. So yeah, that's on the docket here for next couple months, is starting to release
Nice.
stuff and play some shows. I need
Yeah.
to find some people to play with. I need to get a band together.
Yeah. What's the Pittsburgh area like for like musicianship? Is it filled with a lot of them, or is it kind of hard to find someone?
There are a ton of musicians in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
There's a pretty big music scene here. There always has been. Even when, I was a teenager, there was a show every weekend at some local venue, which was awesome. And a lot of those, all those people still play, I think. But that's how the Juliana Theory started. We were in different bands, and we kind of just decided to join or form Juliana Theory too in
Hmm.
'97. But it's always had a really big scene, a ton of really great musicians.
Hmm.
And for the most part, everybody's pretty supportive of each other here
Cool.
too. So
Nice.
it's a good scene.
Good. What made you want to do a solo album? Were you just like, I got these songs, I don't think it fits with any of the bands I'm in, so I guess I got to release them myself?
Kind of. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
always writing,
Yeah.
always like doodling on guitar and recording ideas, and a lot of times too, over the past, I guess, after the Juliana Theory broke up, I did a band Vesta with Chad and Josh Kosker, the Juliana Theory. We kept going for a little bit and
Hmm.
released 2 records. And then just doing stuff here, but then eventually Juliana Theory got back together in 2019. Brett and I writing songs. I'll send him stuff. And yeah, stuff that I would write for my other band Pack. I always had some just random ideas and ideas on my computer that didn't really fit with anything. And last year, late April actually, our dog passed away.
I'm sorry.
And I was in a rough shape for a little bit
Yeah.
there because
Hmm.
it hit me harder than I thought it would, because he passed away unexpectedly. And I just, one day I was writing a song, and I wrote a song about that, and
Yeah.
ended up being, I really liked it. And I sent it to some friends and they're like, oh, wow, this is really good, and just being, I don't know, maybe they were just being nice because I'm friends with them, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did think it was a cool song and I never intended to like record and write a solo record or anything. But so like shortly after that, I was doing a Smashing Pumpkins tribute album my friend is putting out on his label, his Mind Over Matter Records. His favorite band is the Smashing Pumpkins, and had a bunch of bands that he's worked with all do Smashing Pumpkins songs.
That's cool.
And I was like, hey, do you care if I like try one?
Mhm.
And he's like, no, of course. So I did Blew Away, which is a James song off Pisces Iscariot. And that kind of kicked off the whole thing in my brain. Like, oh, maybe I should just write a bunch of songs, like finish a bunch of these ideas that I had in my brain and that they don't have homes anywhere else. And 5 songs, sent them to my friend Dan at Equal Vision. And he's like, hey, what do you think about doing a record? So we went to Australia last year for some Emotion is Dead shows for 3 shows. Cool. I was there for about a week, got home and wrote and recorded another 5 or 6 and became a record. And
dude,
so now I'm here.
Have you ever been like the frontman for a band before or anything like that?
Early high school days, yeah. So I was in a pop punk band. A pop punk band with my Neil, our original drummer for Juliana Theory, and Josh Kosker, our second guitar player. We were in a pop punk band, and I called Noisome. We sounded like the Queers and Screeching Weasel, and all Lookout stuff. And
that's awesome.
I was lead singer for that, and that was the last time I sang in a bazillion years. So
how's it feel to like explore that for you, to be like, oh, maybe I can like lead a band?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like I said, never thought about doing it, and then it just kind of came through me. I guess just and it's well, one thing I've noticed, it's kind of cool. It's just like I have complete control over everything, which being a dad of 3 and having a full-time job and all that, I don't get much control over things.
You don't, or
this
any.
Is something I'm like,
it's not actually.
I can pick everything and
right. Yes. And like the only person you have to like run it by is yourself.
Yeah.
And like why do you think I have a podcast?
Right. I know. It's kind of awesome.
Yes, it is. That's cool. On the subject of losing a pet, I do think like our dog passed away in 2022 and like, it is brutal. It is one of the surprisingly hardest things to ever do. And it just made me a lot more empathetic when someone loses a pet, to be like, I'm sorry you experienced that. Because like before I was like, oh, that sucks, that hurts. And then experiencing it from like the perspective of like a dad and like the one who like you and your wife are making the call of like, is it like to move forward with like putting your pet down or whatever your situation was. It all sucks. It all is awful. And I did not expect it to hurt the way it did.
No. And then, it crushed my kids too.
Yeah.
And then obviously we had to, tell them everything, after that
awful.
happened.
All of it sucks.
Was a day that I definitely don't ever want to relive.
No, we still don't have a dog yet for that reason. Is my kids will be like, can we get a dog? And I'm like, I'm good still. I'm good.
We did end up getting another puppy.
Okay.
So my dog Griffin passed away in late April of last year.
Okay.
And, talking to some friends, they're like, because it was so hard on, especially my youngest. My youngest was like really attached to Griffin. And, talking to some friends, they're like, we ended up getting another dog and it really helped things.
Okay. Yeah.
Trying to turn a corner and, just have something running around the house again. It's fun. And so we did. We got a golden retriever, Hugo.
Nice. Cute.
In the very end of July last year. And he's been a blessing. He's a little menace sometimes.
Of course.
He's good. He's definitely helped heal things.
That's sweet.
He's a sweet dog. So
that's awesome.
That'll be my album opener too, is that song.
Really?
That I have for him. Yeah. So
that's cool. That's cool. How, whenever you recorded it, what's like your recording setup? Did you go into a studio? Do you do home recording? How's that work for you?
I did almost everything here by myself.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Funny, between conference calls and during the work day. It was towards the end of when I was leaving my old company and getting another job. And I was just like, I'm just going to, not go too hard here. Just relax a little bit, and I was just recording stuff in between calls and whatnot.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But I did. So my friend Justin, he has a home studio as well. He's one of my best friends. He plays drums. I sent him, I think he plays drums on 5 songs on the record.
Yeah.
So he played drums at his studio at home and sent everything back over to me. So everything was done here that I just did it myself. And I kept it. A lot of the stuff is like a lot of the parts I played. It's like first take. So I kept little mistakes in here and there just to keep it keep it a little more raw. And I wanted that just kind of like first feeling energy, on the record, even though, like one song that will be my single, it's called It's Hard to Lie to Strangers. It's based off a piano part that I had since 2011 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like some of the ideas might be old, but I never put them down onto something and, kind of quickly did it after that.
Yep. Well, I mean, because it's like I've talked to when I talked to the main guy from May, Dave Elkins.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how like whenever he writes a song, he knows immediately if it's a May song or not. So like, but he'll have like a bank of songs where it's like none of these are May, but they're still good songs. So he's like trying to find like it seems more realistic for creatives to be like, if I write this song under this name, people are going to be confused by it. So I almost have to like create a new moniker, name, or something like that for a home for these guys. Because sadly, the reality is that you do want your audience to be able to predict what music they're going to hear. And whenever you start to make music, people have an expectation of what you sound.
Right.
Did you record mostly during the day? Like, were you trying to balance fatherhood with recording music, or is it more like balancing starting a new job with recording music?
So when I started my new job, I didn't record. I had the album done by then.
Cool.
But yeah, it was more so just for some reason I feel more creative during the day too. In the morning, early afternoon is when my brain's like firing.
Yeah.
And come late afternoon, evening, like night, it's like that part of my brain just shuts off. Like, so I don't work. I don't write. I just with the family, different activities and, all that. There's no time in the evening either. And then by the time your kids get to sleep, then you're out.
Yeah. And you might want to connect with your wife at least a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, right? Yeah.
But it's true. I do feel like, we're currently doing a morning call right now because, I know like if I can do calls at like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. and everything, but the version of 8 p.m. me versus like 9 a.m. me is a very different energy, very like everything. Right. And so, did it take you a while to, have you always been more of like a morning person, or did it take you a while to like get into a rhythm where morning was better creativity?
Always been that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never slept in that much when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like even Juliana Theory days, we rehearsed like 10 to 5 every day, like Monday through Friday. So that's when we would write and do everything. So I've always been just earlier.
Cool. Yeah.
Early.
Well, I think there's some assumption of like, all right, man, you're going to go into the studio. You're going to go in at like 6 p.m. You're going to leave at like 2 a.m. and you're going to make the best music of your life. And like, now I'm more like, I know a lot of recording engineers who they keep like 9 to 5, basically. Like, hey, after 5, like we're done. Because like you guys should go home. I should go home. We're done. We've been at this all day.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the last time when we recorded, Juliana Theory recorded our last EP and the Reimagined record that we released a few years ago. We kept those same hours because our producer, Courtney, he has 2 little kids.
Yeah.
And he wanted to see them. So, we would start, I think 10 o'clock. We'd go like 10 to 5, 10 to 6. Then.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Head out, go get dinner, go to sleep, start fresh the next day. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
No complaints that way.
Right.
That work ethic.
Well, I think it's like, I think I have some like assumption in my head, like if you're doing something creative, it should energize you where it's like, oh, I can push through my fatigue. And I'm like, no, man, you got to give your ears a rest. Like if you just worked on a song for an hour, like go take a break. Like at some point in time, there's diminishing returns. But I think a younger version of me meant like I should be able to figure out. And it's like, no, man, just go eat food and come back. Like everything's going to be better.
Yep. It's always good to come back with things with rest of the ears.
Yeah, it is.
So,
well, as far as like subject matter for songs, like what's your new album seem like, or what else like type of songwriting lyrically is on there?
Really just all life things. just about, old friends that you don't talk to anymore.
Yeah.
Being an introvert and having to talk to people and it draining your social
Yeah.
battery to the point
Mhm.
where you just want to go to sleep.
Yep.
I've got, some love songs on there.
Cool.
I do have a cover that I recorded on the record. There is one cover. It's
Okay.
Bulletproof by Lowrev, which is one of my favorite pop songs.
Yeah.
So I re-recorded that and made it just like a real it's got like an electronic beat, but it's real like just kind of dark and dirty sounding. So
Yeah.
doesn't sound like the original, but yeah, just love songs, introverted songs.
Yeah.
Some vigilante justice songs, and yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. That's cool. Sometimes when talking to dads, they talk about like the struggle to get into more of a creative mindset and be creative, record and all that. I'm assuming since you're better in the morning, you probably just do that. And that's how you avoid a lot of like the frustration with self of like, why can't I be creative? Why can't I do anything? You're just probably honest with yourself of like, here's when you do it. If you can't do it in this time, don't try. You're good.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I know friends that will force themselves to write songs every day and do
Hmm.
something. And I'm just like me, I've always been one of the people like if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be bothered by it,
Okay.
Like I'll every day, I'll start my job, do some work.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just have a guitar in my lap just because it's like one of those comfort things,
Yes.
like tapping your fingers or biting your
Hmm.
nails or whatever. I have my guitar right here.
Yeah.
So
Same.
I'll just play, while I'm working. And then sometimes an idea will hit and then I'll just go with it. And and then a lot of times for me, I'm more one of those people that will create in waves.
Hmm.
So, I'll go 3 weeks where I'll write and record, you know, 8 songs. But
Hmm.
then I'll go another 4 weeks where I won't do a single thing. So I don't know. It's to each his own. But yeah, that's kind of how I always view it. Just if I'll ride the wave if it's there. If not, I'm not gonna bother myself with it. And not
Hmm.
I've got plenty of other things to do. That I need to
You
do.
do. You
So it's
do.
like it's funny too. I've been thinking about that lately because music is the entertainment world is a young person's game and all that.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
it's like, I'll see things like recently I saw something, Snail Mail, who I really love. I
Hmm.
love her last record and she's released a couple songs off the new record that she's about to put out. It's really good. And she's really young. I think she did her first tour right when she graduated high school, hopped in a van. Everybody's like, "Oh, isn't that amazing?" blah blah blah. I'm thinking to myself, it's like, when I finished high school, that's all I really cared to do was go on tour
Hmm.
and play music. I'm like, it was easy. I'm like, it should be
Yeah.
the opposite. I feel like I am doing something more. I should, I need to earn a medal for my role because I'm putting out a record while having a full-time job, having
Yeah.
3 kids, raising these kids. I'm you know, a
Yeah.
softball coach. I've got plenty
Yeah,
of things.
man.
I think it's harder to do what I did than what these young kids do.
I totally get that and relate. Yes, it's
Yeah.
like,
It's like,
yeah, but like it might have taken you, I don't know how long, like it might have taken you 6 months to record your album as opposed to doing it in 1 week. But also that's because you worked a full time job, you connected with your wife, you
right.
took care of your kids,
Yeah.
you took care of a dog. Like, and it's like,
Right.
hey, I'm not trying to be anything here, but like this is being 18 and just hopping in a van and
I
playing
know,
songs.
right? It's like, yeah, when
That's not bad.
you're 18 to 25, like, that's when you're just figuring out life and do whatever the heck you want.
Yeah.
Hey, it's hard then too, but hey, just,
Yeah.
put some respect
Yeah.
on some of the elder folks here. Just still doing it.
I mean, yeah, like if right now you're like, hey, Devin, go write an album and record it and put it out at home, I'd be like, yeah, that's going to take me a year, maybe a year and a half, just because of like, yeah, you might have 2 or 3 weeks of like, every time you strum a chord, you're like, is this guitar out of tune? Then you tune in, you're like, no, it's all in tune. Then you strum it again and you're like, it just feels like something feels wrong in the guitar today. And you're like, you probably just did 20 things today already and you're done. Like it's not the guitar, man. It's your existence today. You'll be fine.
Yeah. That's another reason too. I did on this record that I did. I, purposefully did things on first and second taste because I did not want to overthink things. Um, I've got a lot of friends that do that, and it's awesome, works for them. But yeah, like I recorded this record I think I got done from the first song I recorded to the last. I think it was all in all 2 months.
Nice.
But then obviously that's, working intermittently throughout a work day. But yeah, I did everything pretty quick. And then my goal is to have a second record done before this one comes out. So I'm getting there.
Oof, yeah. But it does sound like you have to be more realistic with yourself. Because like, oh, dude, I have a ton of perfectionist tendencies. It like if I strum an A chord, I can tell you 5 songs I already think of that start with the chord of A. And then I get stuck in that headspace of like, well, now you want to sound like this song. And I'm like, oh, you just killed all your momentum. Or if I just sit down and strum a pad, like a chord progression, then I'm like, oh, this is a cool chord progression. But the second I get inside my own head, it's over. Everything's done. So you almost got to like print it, put it on paper or whatever, and then step away and be like, no, man, it's good. Stop it. You're good.
Yep. Yeah, because I know myself, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm playing indie rock. Just got to have fun with it.
Yeah, pretty much. Express something maybe you don't get to in normal everyday life.
Right.
Do it in a way that's fun to you and hope people like it.
That's exactly how I try to go about it. Try not to go in with any expectations. Just I'll just be proud that I, recorded a record myself and put it out.
Yeah, and you should be. That's awesome. Yeah. What about for like, are you going to try to like tour the album or anything or just play shows around town?
I don't know yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I'll say no at the moment, but I do want to play shows. I would love to play, some festivals or whatnot.
Yeah.
Love to play as many shows as I can without the touring aspect. Like, I don't want to for 5 weeks, but I'll leave for a weekend, or whatever, I'll here and there. That's fine.
Yeah. But I mean, as you've already stated, you have 3 kids, you work a full-time job. So like I've talked to other musicians where like, man, if I go on tour for a full week and leave this and cause all the stress and disrupt all this, and then also I'm working my regular full-time job during the day, like that's got to be a really good tour. It's got to be an opportunity where I look at it and I'm like, and that's like not to disrespect fans or people like your music in any way. It's just like, no. Like I'm holding so much. Like if you add another thing to this plate, it's going to topple. So you got to make sure it's the right opportunity for you.
100% how that's my headspace.
Yeah.
Like, it's gotta be a good opportunity because I can't let all this fall apart.
No.
While I'm out just, playing music, playing my guitar. It's not all it is. It's not all it is, but it is what it is. So it's like,
well, I mean, you're balancing a ton of priorities and you want to be present. You want to be present for your family.
Right.
And you don't want to get fired from your job. Right. So adding a tour makes things very messy to that situation.
Right. Exactly.
I get it. So I'm going to wrap up with 5 questions, just what I say what I do for every guest to round out the episode. First question is, did you have any backup names for your kids? Like, did you have anything you almost named your kids?
Yes. Like we knew if like one was, we had a boy name and a girl name picked out, but we found out the sex like prior to delivery. So we were pretty set on, I know the girls' names we were pretty set on. My son we had some backup names for sure. I think we had 2 for him, 2 or 3, but yeah.
It's an interesting experience to name someone you've never met. You don't know their personality. You don't know what they look like. And then be like, you're Steve. And it's like, hopefully.
Well, we always, we joke about that, especially those like old school, like one syllable names. Like, imagine just having a baby naming it Todd. Like,
that's
like,
Todd.
This is my baby Todd.
That's like, Todd. Well, because there's no formal version of it. At least like Bob is Robert or something like that. Todd is Todd.
Yeah. There's there's quite a few of those. I mean, like Chad, like but Chad, Todd, Jed.
Yeah.
So
Keep
many.
it simple, man.
So
Why
many.
do you need more than one syllable? That's what we're here for.
Right.
That's awesome. Next question is, do you have like a favorite TV or movie dad?
Dan Connor. Roseanne.
Yeah. Roseanne. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite dad.
He's solid.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I always wonder what John Goodman's like in person. Because I think of Dan Connor so much that I'm like, I bet he's a good hang. I bet John Goodman's a good hang.
I bet he is. With all the roles he's picked in movies and stuff too.
Yeah. Gotta be something.
He's hilarious in Righteous Gemstones.
I have so much religious institution cynicism that I stay away from Righteous Gemstones just because I don't know if it'll make me laugh or make me angry.
It will make you laugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will.
I've had people tell me I should watch it. And I'm like, what if I'm just mad that churches can grift people though? So what if that just makes me more mad? And I'll laugh about it then. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's pretty funny. So
okay. I'll check it out. Next question. Did you ever have a replacement curse word? Like stub your toe, get cut off in traffic, and you don't want to curse in front of your kids? What would you say instead?
Oh, yeah. I'll say rats.
Oh, rats.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, that's up there. That's the first one that comes to my mind that I will yell with the kids. I still feel uncomfortable swearing around like my oldest. My wife will, but yeah, because I know she swears. But I still like won't do it. I don't know. Just try not to.
You're like, I got to keep some mask.
Yeah,
I got to keep.
Yeah,
like you can't know how messy. You already know I'm a mess. I just not add more to that mess.
Right. Exactly.
I'm intrigued to know, like, because since my kids are younger, like, what's the age in which like make kids will start cursing? And I'm like, man, it's okay. Like, is it like 16? Is it high school? Like, what age is it where you're just kind of like, well, if you're gonna curse, you're gonna curse. I can't really stop you.
It was 16.
16. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good because like they'll start driving and they need to have a repertoire of things to say whenever things anger them while they're in the car.
Right.
Okay. Next question. What's like one of your favorite activities to do with your kids? Like if it's a Saturday afternoon, you got a free afternoon, what's something you do with your kids where you really enjoy doing it?
I love playing like catch and stuff. Like, so my oldest played softball up until 12U, and now my youngest is in softball. She plays like travel and whatnot. So I do love like playing that, playing just any sport really with them. Mm-hmm. But we play a lot of like board games and card games too. That's always fun.
Yeah.
And it's rare now too that we have all three kids home because my oldest drives. She wants to do whatever she wants, and my youngest has a pretty busy social life as well. And it's like, sometimes it's hard to get everybody together, especially on like a Friday or Saturday night. But that's always good.
That's awesome. We recently discovered that our library lets you rent board games. So you can go in and rent board games. Like we just rented Battle Sheep, which is like you create a board and you have like a stack of sheep and like you basically try to get all the tiles and stuff. So it's perfect for like an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
But like if I would have walked by that in Target and seen it for like $40, I would have never picked it up.
That's good. The funniest is recently we taught my youngest Mancala. It's like
Can you teach me? I have no idea how to play that.
It's really easy. I mean, well, it's easy, but it's not. It's like one of the games that you kind of have to like think ahead like chess. But it's just, 2 rows and you just put these 4 like rocks in each one. And the point is to get rid of your row of rocks. And there's like a certain way you put the things. My youngest now is unbeatable, where like my wife and I, we always thought we were each pretty much, especially my wife, really good at that game. We can't beat the little shit now. So she's always like just constantly like, oh, you want to play? And like, you're just like, I'm going to beat you. And she's so snotty about it.
Yeah. That's awesome. I still like, my kids are still the age where like I'm playing board games with them and I'm like, okay, before we play, do you want me to play for real or play for nice? And then like, they'll be like, play for real. And then halfway through they'll look at me and be like, can you play for nice? And I'm like, will do. I'll change my aggressiveness on this.
I've never played for nice. That's been my thing. So ever since, my wife and I, super young, we had a nephew. We still have a nephew, obviously, but my nephew, we would play games with him. And, my wife and sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, they were like, oh, we'll let him win. I'm like, don't let him win. I'm like, you don't know what kind of monster you're going to build there with that when you let your kids win all the time. Well, sure enough, he's he's the worst sore loser in the history of sore losers now. And he's like, now he's 22. He's still terrible to play a game with. So second our, firstborn was on, I was like, I'm never letting her win. So, play hard the whole
Yeah.
time, and now they are, and it makes me laugh because the kids are super competitive, which is really funny.
I will let them win, but I will like communicate it to them, like, and be like, hey, just so you know, if I was playing where I wanted to make sure I win, I would do this move because then you couldn't do all of this. But because I think if I do that, you won't ever want to play this game again. And I value playing a game with you more than winning in this moment. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Just so you know. And I don't know, that sounds more condescending than I intend for it to. But trying to be like, hey, just so you know, like I want you to view games as a fun thing, not as your dad's just destroying
Right.
you every time thing. So I won't play you in Mancala. That's basically what I'm learning here. Or your daughter. That's what.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to play my
in.
daughter if you ever want to win.
That's how I'll if I ever need to be humbled, I'll come out to your house
Yeah.
and lose in some board games.
Yes.
And then last question is, what's your least favorite kids show or movie? Like whenever your kids would watch it, you're like, oh, this show's so bad. I can't stand this show or movie.
My kids didn't watch anything terrible.
Congrats.
Some of them would get annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Like my son loved Dora. And there's only so many times you could hear the map song.
Yep.
I'm trying to think. Like they didn't watch anything super annoying though. I know, like when my youngest was born, she loved Yo Gabba Gabba, and Yo Gabba Gabba was a fun little show. Like
good.
Jimmy Eat World played on it. Like so many good.
Taking Back Sunday was on it.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
We went to see them live, and it was fun. And then my son loved Dora and Thomas the Train. And my youngest was real into Disney stuff. But I know, so my nephew, I'll go back. My nephew watched Caillou. That was definitely an awful, awful, awful show.
Okay.
Caillou sucks.
I'm going to tell you, this question is always a roadmap to, will this person say Caillou? Because it is anyone who has kids or had kids like in the aughts, like, 2005, 2008 or something like that. Every single dad is like, what is Caillou? Can someone explain me his value to this existence? Because he has none. Every dad. It is hilarious to see that. Max and
Ruby's annoying.
Yeah.
Because the parents are just never around. They don't care about these two kids. Just they're on their own at all times. Max is just eating mud and they're just letting it happen. That one's terrible. We had one guest once who was like, Max and Ruby, because like Max is his kid. He's trying to be a decent kid, and his sister is just like encouraging him to be an awful person, like do these stupid things, like, and there's no parents around. Never, yeah.
They're just sitting there, and like poor Max is like a victim. He can't stand up to his sister. He can't do anything.
Yeah.
He's just there living, and like both of them are an awful example for my children.
Yes, pretty much.
Well, only other thing I have for you is like just moment for self-promotion. So, hey, if we want to find like, when's your album? Do you have a release date for your album yet? Will it be like in physical form? What's your website? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so I do have things coming out under the band name Lowrev. So I'm not releasing it under my own name. It's band name Lowrev. So socials are everywhere. It's on my own personal. It'll be like through my Instagram. I have a band page too with it. But so yeah, the first single's coming out April 29th. So hopefully, I'm guessing, will this show be out then?
Well, probably like May, like around, something like first or second week of May is what I would anticipate.
Title track of my record is out now. So it's called It's Hard to Lie to Strangers. And then the album will be out on 6/26/26. So June 26, 2026. And it is going to be available in vinyl and streaming.
Cool.
At the moment anyway.
Right, yeah. Did you work with a record label to get everything done?
I'm working with Equal Vision Records.
Cool. Nice. That's what I assumed based on what you said, but just wanted to ask. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, Josh, that's all I got for you. That's pretty much an episode. Just sit here, talk about life, talk about being dads, and then get back to our day.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. No problem. Thanks so much. I appreciate it a ton, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. See you, Devin.
Thanks, Josh. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the Imperfect Dads Podcast. And make sure to give us 5 stars wherever you listen to us. Music, editing, and production is all done by me. Make sure to tune in on Mondays and most Thursdays for new episodes. This podcast is part of the Never a Phase Network. Make sure to go to neveraphasenetwork.com to learn more about them.